Hi everybody and welcome to this episode of Parental Confessions. Today, we're going to be talking about house rules and how you have to establish them once you have kids.
Absolutely.
Like washing hands before
Yeah.
we eat, obvious one, obvious.
We're adults, we wash our hands before we eat. The kids should wash their hands before they eat.
Who knows where there's little
they're
girls
putting
in
their
bed.
little hands all over the place and
All over the place.
So I think, so before having kids, we would have the house pretty much clean all the time. Like, I mean, even if it wasn't clean, it was tidy.
No, it was clean.
So, like, I think that's one of the big things, is like trying to establish a rule of them cleaning up some stuff without being like overbearing or anal retentive. I mean, they're kids, they still need toys out to play with.
I know, but sometimes the whole house is covered in toys.
Yes.
It's insane. So
No,
it's
if they want to get out, like,
a new
for example,
bin.
like, we have a bin full of tools for them. So
yeah,
if they want to play with
not real tools, play tools.
If they want to play with then the car bin that has all these like car tracks, then they need to clean up the tools first.
Yeah. It's kind of a good rule, but I don't know. I feel like enforcing house rules kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, that's the part of parenting. It sucks. Because, like, okay, so another one, for example, so we have our coffee in bed.
Well, we used to have, well,
We
sometimes
still do.
have our coffee in bed, but now it's ending up on
On the bed.
Yeah.
The four of us were in bed and I had my coffee, and this was really dumb on my part. I had my coffee, I had my phone, I was checking something, and Jackson came up and clobbered me because he wanted to give me loves, which is awesome. But then coffee went all over the bed and the carpet, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. It smelled like coffee for days. I swear I scrubbed it with OxyClean like 5 times.
And like, I think the key is, or the hardest part is, it's like, how do you tell them they have to stay in the kitchen with their drinks when all you want to do is have a drink somewhere else in the house?
Okay, and this brings up something funny. So Erica, my sister, I was talking to her about this, and she's like, it doesn't matter. I'm the adult. I can do what I want. It's my house. Like that concept.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's smart or not, though. Because I want to enjoy my coffee in bed, but I don't want to have to clean up if I accidentally spill. Oh, that is a big thing we've learned. You have to put shoes on when you go in the backyard. There are mysterious things in the backyard.
Which is hard because it's like,
This guy never wears shoes.
I don't want to wear shoes outside. I enjoy having my shoes off outside.
We just went to the park and he walked around holding his shoes.
Why not?
Again, back to the, do you be an example and follow the rules, or are you an adult and you can do what you want?
Yeah. Well, I like to, so it's not really a house rule, but kind of like a good practice, which Katie's good at, I'm not so much, is snacking before dinner. And I know that this is so bad, but I think that whole, like, you're going to spoil your dinner is nonsense.
We come home, what does this guy do? Opens up a bag of chips and salsa.
Lebanon.
As I'm making, yes, or gets Lebanon out as I'm making dinner. Why make dinner?
Hungry.
We should just eat Lebanon and salsa. It's tough though.
Yeah.
I mean, because like, you want to be a good parent, be a good example, but at the same time, you don't want to live in this confinement. And then I think, oh, my poor babies are living in confinement. Like, are there too many house rules?
Yeah, like, where's that balance between,
Yeah.
I think, it's not even just like house rules as much as just trying to be a good parent, but it's like a borderline between trying to like keep them safe and like do something and not being a dictator.
I know.
Because sometimes I feel like half the time you're telling them no, and then after a while I'm like, man, I wouldn't even want to be around me. Like, all I say is, no, don't do that, no, don't do this, no, do, you know, and it's allowing them. I think like this morning making pancakes, like Liam wanted to help out, and all I could see is flour everywhere, and then I realized, like, no, who cares, I can clean this up. Like, let him make a mess with you, because that memory means more than the crap that I have to clean up off the counter.
Yeah. So one of the rules we're trying to implement is like to make their bed every morning. Not Jackson because he's too small, but with Liam, we try to get him to make his bed every day because, one, I think that will be good for like when he has to start helping doing chores around the house.
And I'm a stickler with this. I mean, I've been doing this since, I don't know, probably his age.
Probably since you were 30.
Yeah. And I just think that it's one of those things that it's like a good start to the day. You're already completing something before you get going with the rest of your day. Definitely. So I know that's hard, like, for these little guys because they don't really understand it. But with that said, I think like it'll just be a continual pattern, and then they just do it. So no matter how crappy their day is, they get to go home to a nice neat, tucked in, clean bed,
It's true.
right?
Yes.
Yes. What's really hard is like we can do all this, and we could like have all the rules in the world, and they could still just turn out to be little d-bags. Like, I mean, you really
You just never know.
We could have no rules, and they could be like the best thing ever.
I know.
I mean,
so
but
true.
I think that just having rules in general kind of builds a little more structure. It makes your life a little less chaotic in a sense.
Sure.
And you get to laugh about it at the end of the day.
Dude, you have to laugh about it. It's the only way to live life with kids
That's it.
as a parent. And to being parents, to all of you out there.
Cheers, my friends.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Parental Confession.
These are our confessions.
These are our confessions. We're talking about house rules and other things. Till next time.